Hey guys, welcome back to this week's Chanman's Warhammer video. And we are opening another Hong Kong figure purchased at for 358 Hong Kong dollars. So that's about roughly $60 Canadian. And I would imagine locally this would be close to 100, if not over $100 plus our taxes. So it's going to be anywhere from 100 to from 112 to maybe $120 is my guess. Roughly double the price. And again, taxes does hurt a lot because taxes in BC are very high at 12%. So we have Techmarine, brother Tybestis from the Ultramarines on the back of the box. Pretty standard stuff. And let's get him unboxed. Looks like he's going to be one of the big figures. Oh, no, he's a 12 centimeter figure, but he's got a lot of gear, and that backpack looks pretty intense. So let's get him checked out. Okay, so while I get him unboxed, I know I talked about the price a lot, and earlier I literally said it's double the price, but I'm not unsympathetic to why that is, right? We talk about taxes. The government's going to tax us for purchasing it, but our governments also tax the retailers who have to import it. There's an import tax. And all of that. And while I hate taxes, there's logic, right? Like, taxes pay for everything. While they do waste a lot of our tax dollars on a lot of things we may not agree with, we need to have taxes. But that does suck for us as consumers and for business who import and everything like that. All right, so starting at the bottom, we've got a pistol, we've got a bolt cannon. Looks like that is for the backpack. We have a metallic right hand. So this guy has his right arm amputated. And then we've got open hand, pointing hand, closed fist. 2 head sculpts. So he's got a helmeted figure. Sorry, he has 1 helmeted head and an alternative unhelmeted head, and because he's a Techmarine, he does have a lot of cyborg implants. This looks like it's the claw and a tool for the backpack, and the backpack does have hoses attached and a weapon that's a form of battle axe. It's got a spear end and then a vice grip, so that's a pretty intense weapon. He also has a holstered pistol. And I don't know, I have to look it up to see what type of pistol that is. It looks like a type of plasma pistol. Right, let's get him out of the box and look at him closer. All right, first things first. Let's get a look at his head. A lot of excellent detail there. And this guy has clearly seen a lot of action and has sustained a lot of injury and damage. Don't know what this type of weapon is called, but as I talked about earlier, you do have a vice clamping tool. Can pierce as a spear. Not sure if that means that shoots anything. And then clearly that is an axe. I imagine that would crush the crap out of everything. And so this is a very cool and unique weapon. I don't think any of them yet. Nobody that I currently have has a weapon like this. Does have a, it looks like it's a form of a plasma weapon, but like I said, I have to look it up to find out. Very unique weapon. This is clearly a form of bolter, and the picture looks like it is attached to the backpack. Very cool. And then we have an arm for the backpack. Anything articulates. So we have 1 point of articulation here. We have okay, there we go. So we do have 1, 2, 3. The bottom one moves. Should the top? Oh, the top does move. Looks like tight joints, and the drill moves. Excellent. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This does not move. 5, 6, 7, 8 points of articulation on this arm. Pretty awesome. Backpack has a hose which is attached to his arm. Does this come off? Likely will. I wonder if that missing piece is intentional, or if I would imagine it's not intentional, but it's hard to tell. So that nothing here. I'm gonna go Google online and see if anyone else has this figure and if that is missing or not. And if you watch my other Warhammer videos, you'll notice that the quality control sometimes is hit and miss. Likely that is quality control issue. Okay, so there's the backpack. It's really nicely weathered. Very nicely weathered, and of course I will be going through and customizing a bit, filling in those holes with black paint and vents with black paint. I mean, they filled it with Nuln Oil there, so it's funny that they wouldn't do it at the top. This hose here, I don't know if it's supposed to hang down or... Oh, okay, this is posable. This is really cool. You can pose this. So there's a wire inside. Tremendous. This back pocket here. And then a lot of nice weathered details and panel lines. The front has a Techmarine logo or symbol. Bolt cannon's going to go there. Has a mechanical arm. Oh, excellent. Nothing broken or nothing stuck by glue. Rotates here at just below the elbow. This is a tremendous look. It's got a unique helmet from the standard Space Marine. These yellow, black, and black piping on the chest is unique to none other figure that I have, so unique to him. Holsters on the front. Again, nicely weathered. This is how good a figure can look when they put the effort in versus some of the other reissues where it's just straight. They put no details, nothing in. The feet have a different design. They are layered with armor and again nicely weathered. And his gauntlet has different colored buttons and a simulation of a gauge. Pauldron is the Ultramarine colors. And articulation is good. A very unique looking figure, really cool looking. Actually smaller than the Apothecary. So actually I'll see once I get him all hooked up with everything in hand. I'll put them side by side so that you can see a size comparison. All right, be right back. All right, so first thing, that hole is supposed to be there. That's where this arm is extended. So without having known better, that was intentional, as that's the socket in which this mechanical arm is attached. Next thing I'll talk about is I'm using the stand right now because I was mucking around and posing the backpack arms around. Depending on how you want to pose this, he actually is very sturdy and can stand on his own without the stand. But once the weight starts leaning too far towards the back because of how you pose him and or how he wields his weapon, this is where you're going to need the stand. So again, my original position in which I had him displayed, or well, not displayed, but just having him standing on the table, he was totally fine, was stable, and was not wobbly or did not fall over. It wasn't until I started changing the pose, how he was wielding the weapon, how this arm with the hose was extending backward, that's what made him tip over backwards. So again, use the stand, it's there, but again, depending on how you want to display him in what pose, you may or may not need this display stand. I'm just going to have the arm here, got him holding his pistol, and as I said earlier, we're going to put him next to the apothecary just to do a size comparison. And to the camera, I don't know if it shows, or if you're concerned maybe it's because of the white armor, but it's true fact, this guy is much larger. He's overall wider and taller, almost like I would say Primaris Marine size. So there clearly is a larger scale, and I'll have to look back into the previous year, but I actually think the scale is not 12 centimeters. So this literally, if I remember correctly, this is a larger figure overall. And then, yeah, like his legs are spread out wider, and he's still taller. So, fact check. Look at the shoulder pauldron size. This guy is a much larger figure. So, could be a Space Marine 2 size. But yeah, it's a really cool figure. I didn't even remember how awesome all that stuff on the back is. All right, what else is there? So yeah, I'll get him up on the space. I do have to find space for him, being an Ultramarine, at the top shelf where all my Ultramarines are. And yeah, we'll see how he fits up there. All right, so I've made room for him here. I had a Lieutenant Terminator, or Terminator with a white helmet, which typically is a Lieutenant helmet, down to the front, and I try to put all my red hats up in the back. That guy's a lieutenant, I think, but yeah, that's where I've got him set up. Here are all our Ultramarines. Just gotta find a little bit more space. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a comment, a like, and a share, and a subscribe. Help my channel grow. Appreciate that. And look forward to opening my next figure and seeing you, making my next video. Thanks for watching.